Hello everyone, good evening everybody. Welcome to Arpita Sharma classes. I am Arpita Sharma, your educator, and today we are going to analyze the Hindu newspaper for 14th May 2020. आप सभी का स्वागत है अर्पिता शर्मा क्लासेस में. मैं हूं अर्पिता शर्मा, आप सभी की एजुकेटर, और आज हम 14th May 2020 का द हिंदू न्यूज़पेपर एनालाइज करने जा रहे हैं. And today we are also going to solve 4 prelims based MCQs. आज हम 4 prelims based MCQs भी solve करेंगे. So let's see how many of you are revising current affairs daily. देखते हैं आप में से कितने बच्चे daily current affairs revise करते हैं. Also, the PDF of the classes will be available on my Telegram channel. Class का PDF Telegram channel पे available होगा, right? And there's a small announcement regarding Unacademy Plus special live free class. अनअकैडमी प्लस पर एक स्पेशल लाइव फ्री क्लास कल होने वाली है. नाउ जितनी भी क्लासेस अनअकैडमी प्लस पे होंगी उस क्लासेस के थ्रू हम करंट अफेयर्स को, प्रीवियस मंथ्स के करंट अफेयर्स को एमसीक्यू फॉर्मेट में कवर अप करेंगे, राइट? सो दिस क्लास आई एम लॉन्चिंग टुमारो ऑन अनअकैडमी प्लस. इट विल बी कंडक्टेड at 11 AM. सुबह 11 बजे ये क्लास कंडक्ट होगी and this class will be covering current affairs through MCQs and Jan 2020 month will be covered. Jan 2020 month के MCQs को हम cover करेंगे इस क्लास में. Alright, so register now. Link is given below in the description box. नीचे description box में link भी दिया हुआ है. It's a free class. Also, if you want to subscribe to Unacademy Plus to my courses on art and culture and revising last 1 year's current affairs through MCQs, you can use code Sharma20 to get 10% discount directly. आपको 10% direct discount मिलेगा अगर आप Sharma20 code use करते हो Unacademy Plus पर. Also, there are many batches which are going to be launched on Unacademy Plus. 2020, 2021, 2022 के भी बैचेस लॉन्च हो रहे हैं. जतिन सर इज टेकिंग क्लासेस ऑन इंडियन इकोनॉमी. मृणाल सर इज टेकिंग कोर्सेज हिंदी मीडियम स्टूडेंट्स के लिए. देन कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव कोर्स ऑन मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री एंड फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल इन हिंदी taken by Prateek Nayak sir. So you can join their classes on Unacademy Plus. There are test series also. Now let's start with prelims MCQs. Question number 1. Consider the following statements regarding curative petition. The concept of curative petition was evolved by Supreme Court of India. A curative petition can be entertained if petitioner establishes there was a violation of principles of natural justice. The review petition is filed after curative petition to ensure there is no miscarriage of justice. Which statement is correct? Recently we studied about the verdict passed in Nirbhaya case, right? In that case curative petition was in news. Answer this question. फटाफट से आंसर करो ये क्वेश्चन. यू हैव 5 seconds टाइम. 5 सेकंड का टाइम है आप लोगों के पास. करेक्ट आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन इज A. That is statement 1 and 2 are correct. Statement number 3 is incorrect. Why? Because review petition is not filed after curative petition. Review petition is filed before curative petition. Review petition gets rejected, then curative petition is filed to make sure that there is no miscarriage of justice. Clear everyone? इतना क्लियर हो गया? Question number 2. Thwaites Glacier recently seen in news is located in South America, Iceland, Svalbard or Antarctica. Correct answer to this question is, जल्दी से बताओ इसका करेक्ट आंसर क्या है? Correct answer to this question is, it is D, Antarctica. In Antarctic floats a massive glacier roughly the size of Britain, whose melting has been a cause of alarm for scientists over the years. Now a new study has pinned the cause of the melting to the presence of warm water at a vital point beneath the glacier. It is known as the Thwaites Glacier, which is 120 km wide at its broadest. It's a fast moving and melting fast over the years. It is important for Antarctica. Okay, clear? It is also known as Doomsday Glacier क्योंकि बहुत ही fast speed पे ये melt हो रहा है. Okay, that is why it's known as Doomsday Glacier. Question number 3. Consider the following statements regarding Phase 3 of Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Phase 3 of Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana aims at consolidation of 1,25,000 kilometers through routes and major rural links that connect habitations to Grameen agricultural markets, higher secondary schools and hospitals. Scheme has used waste plastic and cold mix technology to build major portion of roads. Which statement is correct? फटाफट से बताओ. Correct answer to this question is, it is D. That is, all of the above statements are correct. सभी statements correct हैं. The funding pattern of this particular scheme will be, funding pattern क्या होगी scheme की? It will be 60:40 between center and states. But if it is northeastern states, then 90:10. अगर northeastern states हैं. Clear? Question number 4. 2+2 dialogue sometimes seen in news is held between India and Afghanistan, India and China, India and US, India and Russia. Which option is correct? जल्दी से बताएं कौन सा option correct है. This is very easy question since 2018 it's been in news. 2018 से news में है ये, जल्दी से इसको आंसर करो. Correct answer to this question is, it is C, India and US. 2018 में हुआ था ना दिसंबर में 2+2 dialogue. It was held in New Delhi. Okay. Now let's start with decoding today's newspaper. This news I have taken this from PIB release. ये news मैंने PIB release से लिया है. President of India pays homage to Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed on his birth anniversary. So we should know who is Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed. President of India Shri Ramnath Kovind paid homage to Shri Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed, who was a former President of India, on his birth anniversary at Rashtrapati Bhavan today. That is on May 13, 2020. So remember this, all right? ये याद रखना. जो important birth anniversaries और death anniversaries होती हैं, you have to remember them for your UPSC examination as well. All right? Now Taiwan wants to join hands with India. This is very important for GS paper 2, given on page number 1. I'm using the Delhi edition of the Hindu newspaper. मैं हिंदू newspaper का Delhi edition use कर रही हूँ. Delhi Noida edition. All right? So Taiwan wants to join hands with India. Taiwan has proposed a regular communication with channel link with India to link up medical agencies to better cooperate in the fight against COVID-19. You all know why this is happening. आप सभी को पता है ना क्यों हो रहा है ये? Yesterday we studied that Taiwan wants to become an observer member in the WHA and India is going to become the chairperson this year, right? And US wants Taiwan to be an observer member in WHA, but China is opposing it. So India is in stress what to do, right? So that is why now Taiwan is saying that we want to join hands with India in the fight against COVID-19. According to Foreign Minister of Taiwan, India and Taiwan have been cooperating from research on treatments to sharing Taiwan's experience in controlling COVID-19. So, despite the lack of official diplomatic ties, both countries set up representative office in each other's respective capitals in 1995. So, this is important historical background, right? कोई official notification, diplomatic ties नहीं है, but still हमने 1995 से एक दूसरे की नेशन में, एक दूसरे की कंट्री में representative office open up कर रखे हैं 1995 से. Clear? Okay. However, the sharing of information on COVID-19 has been restricted to relying on international health regulations, focal point under WHO. Taiwan believes that arrangement is far from satisfactory. So basically the relation between India and Taiwan right now is going on very smoothly. So there are high chances that we are going to admit them in the observer status, right? Taiwan wants to share its experience with WHO, where it is not a member but wants participation. So with this news, it is clear that India 99.99% is going to favor Taiwan in becoming the observer member in WHO. Clear? Clear हो गया? ये diplomacy clear हुई कि नहीं? Next very important news for today. Page 1. Major stimulus package for MSMEs. This news is very important. इसके facts आप जितने note down कर सको उतना कर लेना. From our class, the facts you need to note them down. All right. To Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced the features of the first part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. ये जो आत्मनिर्भर भारत अभियान है, ये आपके एसे के लिए भी इम्पोर्टेंट है, ये आपके इंटरव्यू के लिए भी इम्पोर्टेंट है और ये आपके जीएस पेपर 3 के लिए भी इम्पोर्टेंट है. दिस आत्मनिर्भर अभियान इज इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर योर एसे ऑल्सो, इंटरव्यू ऑल्सो, जीएस पेपर ऑल्सो एंड प्रीलिम्स ऑल्सो. ऑल राइट. If you are a 2019 aspirant giving your interview, going to give your interview, then it's important. If you are a 2020 or 2021 or 2022 aspirant, then also it's important. ये अब जो क्राइसिस आई है ना, ये आप चाहे 2022 का एग्जाम के लिए तैयारी कर रहे हो या 23 के लिए कर रहे हो, आज की क्राइसिस जो चल रही है, ये क्राइसिस आपकी बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, बिकॉज पूरी नेशन को इसने हिलाकर रख दिया है, राइट? Whether you are preparing for 2020, 23, 21, 22, this crisis, all the economic measures which we are taking, they are very important for your exam, right? Why? Because this is one of its kind. ये अपने आप में ही एक बहुत ही विचित्र क्राइसिस आई है. Now, what is this आत्मनिर्भर अभियान, आत्मनिर्भर भारत अभियान? So this is the first, this Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. It is a kind of economic package which is announced by Prime Minister as a 20 lakh crore economic package. ये आत्मनिर्भर भारत अभियान जो है ना, ये 20 लाख करोड़ का economic package है. This is a 20 lakh crore economic package. Okay, first point which you need to remember. ये आपको याद रखना है. What is it? आत्मनिर्भर अभियान. It's a 20 lakh crore economic package. Write it down. The package includes ongoing Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, which is meant to support poorest and most vulnerable communities during this pandemic, as well as several other measures which are taken up by RBI to improve liquidity. तो इस अभियान में क्या होगा? प्रधानमंत्री गरीब कल्याण योजना तो नॉर्मली इंक्लूडेड है ही है, जो कि वल्नरेबल कम्युनिटीज को हेल्प करेगी. और भी अदर मेजर्स हैं जो आरबीआई ने अनाउंस किए थे अर्लियर, लिक्विडिटी को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए, कैश फ्लो को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए. Most tranches are expected in the next few days. FM side stepped queries on actual cash outgo of the government, as well as how the center intends to raise the needed funds. Measures announced amounted to rupees 5.94 lakh crore, which include liquidity financing measures also and credit guarantees also. Okay, clear? So basically this is the overview of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. ये तो हो गया आपका overview. Let's understand in detail what are the intrinsic details on this particular abhiyan. First of all, for small businesses, what are the announcements? Rupees 3 lakh crore emergency credit will be given for MSMEs. जितनी भी MSMEs हैं 3 लाख करोड़ के उनको emergency credit दिया जाएगा. Only domestic firms can bid for government procurements up to rupees 200 crore. Only सिर्फ domestic firms ही government procurements के लिए bidding कर सकती हैं, और that too limit is there 200 crore. For employees or taxpayers, EPF डिडक्शन स्लैश्ड फॉर 3 months to 20% from 24% ऑफ सैलरी. जो ईपीएफ चार्ज होता था सैलरी पे 3 months के लिए, अब उसे 24 से 20% कर दिया है. IT returns deadlines have been extended. This will enhance take home pay if employers pass it on, but dent retirement savings. For infrastructure sector, power PSUs, public sector undertakings, to lend rupees 90,000 crore to stressed state distribution. Then for financial sector, fresh 45,000 crore partial credit guarantees. Alright, so power PSUs, public sector undertakings, to lend 90,000 crore to stressed state distribution companies. जितनी भी state distribution companies है, power PSUs उनको 90,000 crore lend करेंगे. Deadlines for realty projects and public infrastructure contracts have been extended. And for financial sector, what are the announcements? Fresh 45,000 crore partial credit guarantees for NBFCs have been announced. 30,000 crore special liquidity for microfinance, housing finance firms and NBFCs have been announced. Clear? So now let us understand one by one the announcements. There are 15 announcements in this package. ये जो rupees 20 lakh crore का package है, इसमें ये 15 announcements की गई हैं, right? First one is rupees 3 lakh crore emergency working capital facility for businesses including MSMEs. So this is authentic information taken from PIB. ऐसा मत समझना इधर उधर से लिया गया है, PIB से डायरेक्ट लिया है, तो इसमें कुछ भी छूटा नहीं है, right? If you think that this is lacking, that is lacking, no, I have taken directly from PIB. Rupees 3 lakh crore emergency working capital facility for business including MSMEs. Rupees 20,000 crore subordinate debt for stressed MSMEs. What do you mean by subordinate debt? So subordinate debt, it is a kind of debt which is owed to an unsecured creditor, that in the event of liquidation can only be paid after the claims of secured creditors have been met. जितने भी secured creditors हैं, जब उनके claims हम पूरे कर देते हैं, तब हम unsecured creditors को deal करते हैं. उनका जो debt होता है वो subordinate debt होता है. Clear everyone? This much is clear. Please write it down. It's very, very important. It's an unsecured loan. You can also write it is an unsecured loan or bond that ranks below other more senior loans. जितने भी बाकी के senior important secured loans है ना, उसके नीचे के जो loans होते हैं वो subordinate loans होते हैं. Okay, this much is clear. Very easy. So far we have understood what are subordinate debts. हमें ये पता चल गया subordinate debts क्या है. These terms which you read in the news ना, you have to make sure that you know the definition. ये जो आप terms पढ़ते हो ना news में, ये make sure करना कि आपको definition पता हो. ठीक है? Now what are stressed MSMEs जो कि liquidity crunch face कर रही हैं अभी. ठीक है? Second announcement is rupees 50,000 crore equity infusion through MSME fund of funds. Next important announcement is new definition of MSME and other measures for MSME. This is very important for your prelims. ये आपके prelims के लिए काफी important है and GS paper 3 as well. Let us understand what is this new definition of MSME. Now there are different measures which have been announced in MSME. The several measures are increased investment limit, introduced additional criteria of turnover, that is the sales, eliminated difference between manufacturing and service sector in MSME. Amendments to law will be made. Now let us understand what is the new definition in MSME. अब ये नई definition क्या आई है? When it comes to the micro units, जब micro units की बात आती है, in micro units, the companies, those companies will be counted as micro units with investment up to rupees 1 crore and turnover of below rupees 5 crore. Those companies will be under the micro units, will be known as micro units. Clear? Itna clear ho gaya? Now the second important part, small units. Which companies will come under the small units? कौन सी companies small units की category में आएंगी? Let us understand. Companies with investment of up to rupees 10 crore and turnover of below rupees 50 crore will come under the small units. वो आएंगी आपके small units में. Now comes the new another category, that is the medium units. Companies with investment of rupees 20 crore and turnover of below rupees 100 crore will come under the medium units. So there are three units. Definition has been changed for all these three units. The criteria has been changed. Micro units के लिए investment 1 करोड़ की और turnover 5 करोड़ से कम का होना चाहिए. Small के लिए investment 10 करोड़ की और turnover 50 करोड़ से कम होना चाहिए. Medium units में companies investment 20 करोड़ की और turnover 100 करोड़ से कम होना चाहिए. Clear everyone? इतना clear हो गया? Over here you can see इधर आप देख सकते हो, right? The criteria: micro investment less than 25 lakh, small 5 crore less than 5 crore, medium less than 10 crore, right? तो इस तरीके की ये existing है. This is one is the existing criteria. This one is the revised. अब ये है आपका new criteria. This one is the new one. All right. So this you have to prepare for prelims and GS paper 3. इतनी बात clear हो गई? Now the next important announcement is no global tenders for government tenders of up to rupees 200 crore, extending employees provident fund support. EPF contribution to be reduced for employers and employees for 3 months to 10% from 12%. Rupees 30,000 crore special liquidity scheme for NBFC, HFCs and microfinance institutions. Rupees 45,000 crore partial credit guarantee scheme. Rupees 90,000 crore liquidity injection for discoms. Then relief to contractors given by extension of up to 6 months for completion of contractual obligations. Relief to real estate projects. Tax relief to business as pending income tax refunds to charitable trust and non-corporate business and professions to be issued immediately. Refund भी issue हो जाएगा. Reduction in rates of tax reduction at source, TDS में reduction होगा, right? And tax collected at source by 25% reduction will be seen in TDS and TCS. Due dates for various tax related compliances will be extended. Yeah, so these are the major announcements which have been done. First one is rupees 3 lakh crore emergency working capital facility for business including MSMEs to provide relief to business, additional working capital, extra working capital finance of 20% of outstanding credit as on 29 Feb 2020 in form of term loan will be given at concessional rates. Term loan के form में concessional rates पे दिए जाएंगे. रुपीज 20,000 करोड़ सबऑर्डिनेट डेट फॉर स्ट्रेस्ड एमएसएमईज. आई हैव टोल्ड यू व्हाट इज सबऑर्डिनेट डेट. मैंने आपको बता दिया है सबऑर्डिनेट डेट क्या होता है. रुपीज 50,000 करोड़ इक्विटी इन्फ्यूजन थ्रू एमएसएमई फंड्स ऑफ फंड्स. That means government will set up a fund of funds. इसको underline करो. Government fund of funds set up करेगी. The corpus will be rupees 10,000 crore. It will provide equity funding support for MSMEs. Clear? Next is new definition of MSME, which I have explained to you. Right? The investment limit has been raised. Other measures are e-market linkage for MSMEs. MSMEs को e-platform से, digital platform से link किया जाएगा. Digital platform linking will be done with MSMEs. Right? It will act as a replacement for trade fairs and exhibitions because of lockdown के चलते, because of the spread of coronavirus, social distancing and everything, we cannot conduct trade fairs and exhibitions for MSMEs. So they will be linked with e-platforms, digital platforms. Okay. No global tenders for government tenders of up to rupees 200 crores. Employees Provident Fund support for business and organized workers will be given. So the scheme introduced as a part of PMGKP, under which Government of India contributes 12% of salary each on behalf of both employer and employee to EPF. It will be extended by another 3 months for salary months of June, July and August 2020. EPF contribution to be reduced for employers and employees for 3 months. 30,000 crore का special liquidity scheme NBFCs के लिए announce किया जाएगा. Rupees 45,000 crores partial credit guarantee scheme 2.0 will be given. 90,000 crore liquidity injection to DISCOMs will be given. Clear? Power Finance Corporation and Rural Electrification Corporation, they are going to infuse liquidity in the DISCOMs. ठीक है, 90,000 करोड़ की 2 equal installments में, right, जो liquidity है वो inject की जाएगी in the DISCOMs by Power Finance Corporation and Rural Electrification Corporation. Then relief to contractors will be given. रिलीफ टू रियल एस्टेट प्रोजेक्ट्स, रेरा को भी रिलीफ दिया जाएगा. टैक्स रिलेटेड टैक्स कलेक्टेड एट सोर्स एंड टैक्स डिडक्शन एट सोर्स डिक्रीज किया गया है. टीडीएस एंड टीसीएस हैव बीन डिडक्टेड. ऑलराइट, नाउ वी हैव स्टडीड दिस 3 लाख का कोलैटरल, 3 लाख करोड़ का कोलैटरल फ्री लोन स्कीम तैयार किया गया है एमएसएमईज के लिए. दैट वी हैव डिस्कस्ड. चेंज इन डेफिनेशन वी हैव डिस्कस्ड. For 2 lakh MSMEs which are stressed or considered non-performing assets, Center will facilitate provision of rupees 20,000 crore. Okay, जितनी भी stressed MSMEs है उनके लिए 20,000 करोड़ का subordinate debt तैयार किया गया है, provision रखा गया है. Definition has been changed as I have told you. Attention to non-banking financial companies has been given. Paid attention has been paid to other stressed sectors also. In addition to MSMEs, जितने भी बाकी के sectors हैं जो NPS के अंदर हैं, right, सफर कर रहे हैं, उन पे भी attention डाला गया है. Attention has been paid to those sectors also. In addition to MSMEs, other stressed business sectors which have got attention are non-banking finance companies, power distribution companies, contractors and real estate industry. This is only the first part of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. Okay, ये first part है, first phase है. That package includes the ongoing Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana (PMGKY), which was announced in March 2020 to support poorest and most vulnerable communities during this pandemic. Now NBFCs, housing finance companies, microfinance institutions, right, they also serve as the MSME sector. They will be supported through 30,000 crore investment scheme, and this very important point is they will be fully guaranteed by center. ये जो scheme है ना investment, ये center पूरी तरीके से इसकी जिम्मेदारी ले रही है. Clear everyone? इतना clear हो गया? Power distribution companies, real estate sector are going to receive rupees 90,000 crore liquidity injection. EPF support provided to low income organized workers in small units. 2,500 करोड़ का रिलीफ, लिक्विडिटी रिलीफ दिया जाएगा इनको. Now next important news is Nepal can let India use link road, says Oli. Nepal's Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli proposed a solution to ongoing border tension, saying that Nepal can allow India to use link road to Lipu Lake Pass as part of an agreement, but will not surrender the Kalapani territory on which India has been carrying out construction. So this Kalapani territory, it is a disputed territory between India and Nepal. It's important for GS paper 2 and GS paper 3 and prelims. ये आपके prelims GS paper 2 और GS paper 3 के लिए भी important है. Let's understand. Now Nepal has expressed regret after Defense Ministry inaugurated the link road that will cut traveling time to Tibetan Plateau and Kailash Mansarovar, because it has been constructed in the Kalapani territory, and Nepal says that it is our territory and India says that it is our territory. Nepal बोलता है ये हमारा है, India बोलता है ये हमारा है. In this background, Nepal's Prime Minister has proposed a solution to ongoing border tension between India and Nepal. Prime Minister of Nepal has said that he was against India's unilateral actions, that is one-sided actions, and he is providing a solution to preserve Nepal's territorial integrity and sovereignty. In this, he said that they can allow India to use link road to the Lipu Lake Pass as part of an agreement, but they will not surrender the Kalapani territory, where India is carrying out the construction. So let's understand important passes and important links between India and Nepal. Darchula, it lies north of Pithogarh along the route of Kailash Mansarovar pilgrimage tour. And Darchula is a major trading center also for trans-Himalayan trade routes since medieval times. It is surrounded by Himalayan peaks. Where is Lipu Lake? It is a Himalayan pass on the border between India's Uttarakhand state and Tibet region of China, near their tri-junction with Nepal. Nepal has ongoing claims to the southern side of pass, which is known as Kalapani territory, which is controlled by India. So what is this Kalapani dispute? Kalapani is a 372 square kilometer area at China-Nepal-India tri-junction. ये आपको याद रखना है. It is disputed. Why? Because it is at China-Nepal-India tri-junction. India claims Kalapani as a part of Uttarakhand. India बोलता है कि Kalapani उत्तराखंड का part है. But Nepal says that it is in its map. The border dispute flared up again recently after India released its new political map following the reorganization of J&K, showing the area as its own. हमने जो अपना नया मैप निकाला है उसमें भी कालापानी टेरिटरी को अपना पार्ट अपने नए मैप में इंक्लूड किया है. According to the Sugauli Treaty signed between Nepal and British India in 1816, Mahakali River runs through Kalapani area. It is the boundary between the two countries. The British surveyors subsequently showed the origin of the river, which has many tributaries at different places, in India also, Nepal also. Nepal claims that the river is flowing through their territory. India claims that it is flowing through their territory. Strategically, Lipu Lake Pass in Kalapani serves as an important vantage point for India to keep an eye on Chinese movements. So Kalapani has been manned by Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force, ITBP. That is why it is highly disputed between India and Nepal. Yeah. So this was all for today. I hope you enjoyed today's class. If you really enjoyed today's class, do not forget to like, share and subscribe. And we are keeping the like target at somewhere around 80 likes. 80 likes का like target आज का रखते हैं इस class का. Do not forget to register to this free special class which will be conducted live on Unacademy Plus tomorrow. That is 11 AM 60 minutes की एक class होगी. We are going to cover Jan 2020's current affairs through MCQs. On that note, we are wrapping up this session. Thank you and have a beautiful day ahead.